When you think of found footage movies, what's the first movie you think of? For me, I think of Paranormal Activity and also the Blair Witch Project. The first found footage movie I can remember watching is Cloverfield. But actually, I was really young when I watched it, but I kind of forgot what actually happened. But the one I really remember from all the found footage movies I have seen first was Paranormal Activity, and that was scary. The very first movie, yes, it was super scary. Hello, I am Cristopher Zamora. I make horror videos. I talk about horror movies, horror characters, and anything horror related. So if you guys like that, make sure to subscribe to the channel and keep watching. The genre itself is very unique. Not only has the found footage genre has worked for horror movies, but has actually worked for any type of movie. Like for example, comedy movies, Project X. Another one was Project Almanac. That was like an action adventure type of movie. And also Chronicle, which was like a superhero type of movie. There's like different type of genres you can go with found footage itself. This type of genre was very unique in the late 2000s and early 2010s. This is when they were actually at their peak, and these movies were very beneficial. Not many people did not like it because it was a lot of hand movement and people really get dizzy just like watching those type of movies. A most recent movie that just came out a few weeks ago was VHS 99, and they did a really good job with all the found footage short films they were making for that type of movie. That's another big franchise that comes to my head for found footage type of movies. You can't not mention found footage movies if you have never seen Paranormal Activity and also VHS. Those are like probably in the top 5 franchises for found footage type of movies. Oh, let's not forget RAC as well. They made an American version for it. The Spanish version came out first, but then the American version came out later. I actually prefer watching the RAC one. It feels like more realistic than the second one. But I did remember how RAC actually was, because it was just insane when I first watched it. It's really scary when you got to see all those zombies running around and they were just getting close to the camera and stuff. And another movie that I really want to mention is Grave Encounters. That's another ghost type of movie where these ghost hunters, they go and try to find out if there's any ghosts in I think in an asylum they went to. No, it was actually a hospital. It's crazy. I think the second one was actually the best one in my opinion. It just immerses you. It's like you're actually there. It's like you're actually with the characters that are trying to run away from those monsters or ghosts and stuff. When I first watched Project X in theaters, I was kind of surprised. I think this was actually the first movie I saw that wasn't horror found footage, and it still actually worked. It actually did work good. It was a really cool experience watching the movie in theaters. And also Project Almanac. Now that one was kind of strange when I first saw it. This is like a science fiction type of movie where teenagers, they go back to the past, then to the future. Then one of them just travels by himself to the future and then back to the past. And the whole timeline was really getting messed up, so he had to fix it. And let's not forget about Chronicle. That was the first actual superhero type of movie where it was just handheld. I don't think there's no actual other movie that came before that one that was just handheld and just playing football in the sky, you know. Yeah, I still remember that scene. It was awesome seeing it for the very first time. But going back to the horror topic, yes, Project X, Project Almanac, and Chronicle there were different types of genre related to found footage, but the actual situations itself, like the actual conflicts they had in the movie, it still kind of relates to horror, you know? Like I said in the very beginning for Project Almanac, the kid, he was just trying to fix the timeline, if you're the only person traveling by yourself in the future or in the past, then yes, you'll be afraid, right? You'll be afraid that you were the only person doing this stuff and the world depended all on you. For Chronicle, your cousin, he just turns into a villain and you gotta just save the world, you know? You have to stop it from destroying everything. And for Project X, for this one, you throw a huge party, right? But it just gets out of hand and it just goes everywhere around the neighborhood. This is scary because you don't know how to control it. You don't know how to control your own party, and you had to find a way until it was very too late. Still a very cool movie. Actually, Project X, I'd say here right now, is actually in my top 50 movies of all time I've ever seen, to be honest. Project X. Yes, and like I said, there's still horror conflicts in this genre. The very first found footage movie was Cannibal Holocaust. I still haven't seen it yet, but they actually said on the internet, so there you go. But the very first movie that actually showed what the found footage genre was capable of was the Blair Witch Project. That was the movie that actually paved the way for other found footage movies that came after that one. That movie actually showed how raw, how realistic can a movie actually be. That movie actually showed how realistic you can make something look like. I know maybe not many people go in the woods and get lost, but like how it was filmed and stuff, that's just how you can tell that this movie looked raw and very real. They even used the same actors' names as they used in the movie, so that was pretty cool. I know this video is kind of everywhere, but that's basically it. What I wanted to talk to you about the found footage genre. It's just a very unique genre where you can just see the perspective of somebody. Oh, and I gotta mention Hardcore Henry. Now that was another action type of movie as well, where they use GoPro and it was in first person mode, where you actually are the person and you just fighting all these bad guys and stuff. That's another action type of movie that I actually enjoyed watching for the genre. There's many more others that I have not mentioned in this video, but overall the found footage genre has gotten a little bit stale at the moment. There hasn't been many that have come out in theaters. I think like the last one I had really seen that people have been hyping up a lot was actually Hardcore Henry, and that wasn't even a horror movie. It was just mostly action based. But the last horror movie, I think, was actually Paranormal Activity, the Mark ones. I think that was the 5th one in the franchise. That was the very last found footage movie that I've seen that like got everybody's attention and they wanted to really go see that movie. And after that, I haven't really seen any other found footage horror movie that has been very hyped up just like that. Like it actually showed commercials and TV and stuff. For VHS, that's mostly like a cult following. It's like you follow what the creators are doing for that franchise and you just look it up and you'll be able to find and watch the movie there. They didn't really show commercials like these in television. How I found out about it was in YouTube, but they should have just shown at least 1 or 2 commercials on television and not just on YouTube. Anyways guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel for more videos like these. As always guys, live to the fullest.